Yeah, so I'm gonna be so this video is gonna be me relearning React. I'm doing a few things to relearn React. I almost got to the point where I'm comfortable again with it. I haven't been doing it for 3 months. I started doing it again 2 weeks ago. And I started getting back. I started getting back that. And I started getting back with algorithms. If anyone else is learning web development for the first time, I have a few good books in my description if you want to click them. They're really good. They're really helpful when I first started learning. Right now, I'm trying to do. Actually, I even have a React book, which is good too. Um, this is the first time me actually streaming on Mixer. So if anyone wants to let me know how that is, I think I put myself on Facebook as well. I'm trying to do this to get myself prepared to see if I could get a new job. If anyone's out there, any employers out there, uh, reach out to me either with suggestions or anything. Anyway, so I'm gonna be starting. So I'm trying to split this up. So today I'm gonna do probably from 15 to 20. This is almost like 50 lessons. The lessons aren't really hard. I kind of know most of them, but it's more like a review and like a preparation before I start doing more React projects. November, I should probably be doing more React projects. So if anyone's interested in React and wants to watch that, I'm going to be doing that. Um, but I'm just trying to get myself back into React. Okay, so anyway, so let's start. So let me see. Let's go here. So this is, let's see. So this is FreecodeCamp if anyone wants to follow. And I'm gonna be doing. Okay, so pass an array as props. Okay, that's not too bad. Um, the last challenge demonstrated how to pass information from a parent component to a child component as props or properties. This challenge looks at how arrays can be passed as props. To pass an array to JSX elements, it must be treated as JavaScript and wrapped in curly brackets. Okay, okay, uh, okay. The child component then has to access the array property colors. Array methods such as join can be used when accessing the property const child component equals props.color.join. Okay. So that's kind of how to get it to like a string. Okay, this will join all colors array items into a comma separated string and produce green, blue, red. Later we will learn about other common methods to render arrays of data in React. Okay, so let's see. Uh, there is a list and a to-do components in the code editor. When rendering each list, the to-do component pass in a task property array to an array of to-do tasks. For example, uh, walk, dog, workouts, then access this task array in the list component, showing its value within the P element. Using join to display the properties.task array in the P element as a comma separated list. Today's list should have at least 2 tasks and tomorrow should have at least 3 tasks. Okay. Uh okay. So let me see this. So this is the list, const list. Okay. Return P const to do extends React that component. And if I'm a little slow any of these, I was sick before, so I'm kind of just getting over that. I've been a sick for a while this month. Something with a dentist. Okay, so let me just read this one inside the list and the to do component in the code editor. There are a list and to do components in the code editor. When rendering each list from the to do components, pass in task property assigned, pass in a task property assigned to an array of to do tasks. For example, walk walk, dog, workout. Then assess this task array in the list component. Okay. 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 So this should be so my props is gonna be my props. Let me see how they have it. So my props. Okay. So they want. Okay. Okay. So my props is gonna be here, and my props is gonna be. Yeah, my props is gonna be here, and my props is gonna be my props. Okay. They're pass in a task property assigned to an array of to-do tasks. Okay, then access this task. Okay, so it's gonna be task equals curly braces. It's gonna be this array. Okay. Return. Okay. So, and then I'm gonna return props dot task dot join, and then I'm gonna join them with a comma. Okay. Props. Okay. Okay, return props dot task dot join. Okay. Okay. Do I just okay? There are lists and to-do components in the code editor. When rendering each list from the to-do component, pass in a task property assigned to an array of to-do tasks. For example, walk. Okay. I'm just gonna copy this array. How do I copy it? Okay, Control C. Put it here. Then access this. Okay. So today's list should have 2 tasks, and tomorrow should have 3. So walk. I'm just gonna make it walk, dog, workout, study. Walk, dog, workout, study, and then today it, and then today's list is gonna be this, and then it's gonna be task equals equals array expression. Okay, I believe this should work. Okay, and I'm failing. Okay, what am I failing? Okay, the list should render the value from the task props in the p tag. I it it is. It should be. One second. React. I'm on lesson. Let's see. Uh, mm, hmm. Let's see. View solution. Uh, props dot task dot join. Uh, hmm. I'm not sure exactly. Hmm. Uh, I'm just copying the answer because I kind of have it. Okay. Uh, okay. Use default props. Okay. Okay. React use default props. Use default. Okay. React has an option to set default props. You can assign default props to a component as a property on the component itself, and React assigns the default props if necessary. This allows you to specify what prop value should be. This allows you to specify what prop value should be if no value is explicitly provided. Okay, for example, if you declare my component dot default props. Okay, let's write that down. My default props equals location San Francisco. Okay. You can define a location props that's set to the string unless you specify otherwise. React assigns default props if props are undefined, but if you pass null as the value for props, it will remain null. But yeah. React assigns default props if props are undefined, but if you pass null as the value for props, it will remain null. Okay, I get it. The code editor shows a shopping cart component. Define a default props on this component which specifies a props item with code below this line. Okay. So shopping cart, which is my component, dot default props equals, and the default props is gonna be, so let's make an object shopping cart component default props equals it's gonna equal items 0. Equal item 0. Okay, I believe yep, we did it. We did default props. That's something I definitely had to relearn. Now let's override default props. So, React override default props. Okay, I'm gonna write that down as well. React override default props. The ability to set default props is useful in React. The way to override the default props is to explicitly set the prop values for a component. The shopping cart component now renders a child component items. The items component has a default props quantity. Set the integer to 0. Override the default props by passing in a value of 0 for quantity. Okay. Remember that the syntax to add props to a component looks similar to how you add HTML attributes. Okay. However, since the value for quantity is an integer, it won't go in quotes, but it should be wrapped in curly braces. For example, 100. Okay. This syntax tells JXX to interpret the value within the brackets directly as JavaScript. Okay. So we have items, and then we have items.default props, and then we have its quantity equals 0. But I'm gonna set my own, and I'm gonna make it quantity. That's the prop. That's my props, and my quantity is gonna equal quantity is gonna equal 10. So I'm passing. So to kind of okay. So this is the item. This is the item they set. Okay. Next. Okay, prop types. So we set default props. We overrid default props. Now we're setting prop types. Now I just wonder, since I'm using TypeScript, this is a question: do I have to set default? Do I have to set prop types if I'm using TypeScript? Because I'm kind of setting. I'm gonna type this out. Do I have to use prop types if I am using TypeScript? Okay, so okay, so since I'm learning TypeScript, I don't need to do prop types when I'm doing TypeScript. But let me keep reading. This is the article that I'm reading. Uh, okay, maybe not. Maybe not. Okay. So if I'm using JavaScript, I don't really have to. If I'm using TypeScript, no. If I'm using TypeScript, I don't really have to. If I'm using JavaScript, I kind of should. Anyway, so let's learn. So use TypeScript to define the props you expect. React provides useful type checking feature to verify that the component receives props of the correct type. For example, your application makes an API call to retrieve data that you expect to be an array, which is then passed to component as a props. You can set prop types on your component to require the data to be of type array. This will throw a useful warning when the data is of any other type. Okay. It is considered best practice to set prop types when you know the type of prop ahead of time. You can define a prop types property for a component in the same way you define default props. Doing this will check that props of a given key are presented with a given type. Here is an example to require the type functions for a prop called handle click. Okay. Okay, my component that prop types equals handle click prop types func is required. Okay. Okay, so I have okay. In the example above, prop type dot func part checks that handle click is a function. Adding is required tells React that handle click is required property for that component. You'll see a warning if that prop isn't provided. Also notice that func represents function among the 7 JavaScript primitive types. Function, bool, written, okay, are the only two that are use unusual spelling. In addition to the prop types, there are other types available. For example, you can check that a prop is a React element. Okay, please refer. Okay, 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 and so I have to import this to get it working. Okay, so item. Okay, so define prop types for the items component to require quantity as a prop and verify that it's a type of number. Okay, so items dot prop types equals in quantity, right, quantity prop types dot number boolean, no, number prop type that number is required. So let me see if I did this correctly. Let me run this. I think I can just control enter. Okay, so we did prop types. So now we're on, how far are we? Okay. I'm trying to see how far I'm gonna do with this. Eventually I'm gonna move to Scrimba. Accessing props using this dot props. Okay. This I have to understand. This dot props. Okay. Access props using this dot props. The last several challenges cover the basic ways to pass props to child components. But what if the child components that you are passing a prop to is an ES6 class component rather than a stateless? Okay, yeah. Actually, I remember I made this mistake before, but now I kind of understand it better. Rather than a stateless functional component, the ES6 class component uses a slightly different convention to the access props. Anytime you refer to a class component, anytime you refer to a class component within itself, you use the this keyword. To access props within a class component, you preface the code that you use to access it with this. For example, let me write this down. Okay, any time you refer to a class component within itself, you use this keyword. Okay. This not state. Okay. To access props on a component, for example, if an E6, you would write this. Okay. Render an instance of the return temp password component in the parent component. Reset password. Okay. Render an instance of the return temp. Okay. Render an instance of the return temp password component in the parent component. Reset pat here give return temp password a prop. Here give return temp password a prop. Okay, render. Okay, let's do one thing at a time. render an instance of the return temp password component in the parent component of reset. Okay. Okay. Reset temp password. Okay. Okay. Render an instance of return temp password component in the parent. Okay. Okay. Let's copy this. Okay. I'm gonna. Okay. We generated a new temporary password for you. Please reset this password from your account setting. Okay. So this is the parent component. Reset password, and then this is your temporary password is. Okay, your temporary password is. Okay, now here give return temp password a props. Okay, so return temp password. Okay, and the props, it's gonna be okay, temp pass word, and it's equal to this is your temp password. Okay. Oh, actually, no. I have to. Okay, this is a string. Since it's a password, I probably can't put spaces, but I don't think for this one it matters. Oh, wait. Assign it to evaluate within the child access. Okay. So, so this is okay. So I have to get into JavaScript mode. This dot props dot temp password. Okay. Yep. Got it. So let's run the test. Nice. So I don't know if this is gonna be my last one. I'm trying to. This might be a review using props with stateless function. Let me look at. I'm just looking at. So this actually might be my. I'm just looking at. Yeah, this might be my last one. I'm just gonna get to 20 today. Tomorrow I'm gonna try to do 20 to 30. And then after this I'm probably gonna do Scrimba. Using props with stateless functional components. Okay. Yeah, I'm actually gonna switch over to Scrimba. I'm only switching over because I'm a little under the weather, so Scrimba is a little easier to do than this. This is not hard. It's just when you're sick, everything's kind of hard. So I'm gonna switch. So if anyone's watching the videos, I hope you found them useful. If you're learning React, I have a book on React in my description. So if you actually click that link, it's an affiliate link, but you don't even have to buy it from me. But if you do, it kind of helps me out. And if anyone needs React developers, even though I'm doing this and it's basic, I've been doing React. I've done React before, and I've done more stuff. This is more just to refresh myself. So anyway, I'm gonna stop this. I'm gonna switch to Scrimba. So if anyone wants to watch that, they could just continue. And if this is helping anyone out, that's good. This is the first time me putting video on Facebook and Mixer. Let me know how the quality of that is. What else? I think that's it. And if you're trying to learn web development, good luck and take care.